We are talking tonight about Portlandia.
Woo.
Yeah.
Has anyone here seen it?
Well, no, let's introduce
I
ourselves.
want to
You
know
start
if
in the middle.
anyone's seen it first.
Jeez, are you going to the middle or what?
Yeah, right.
You guys seen Portlandia?
No. Anyone else see it? This will be new to you then.
All right, then.
Anyone hear of it? Yes. All right.
Should we ask if the panel watched season 1?
The panel
Yes,
has watched
the panel
it.
has watched it.
All right. Introduce yourself.
I'm Martha Southgate, co-owner of Southgate Media Group.
All right. And
I'm Chris Mao, not co-owner of Southgate Media Group, but co-owner of Blue Box Cafe.
Yes. Well done. And I'm Rob Southgate, the other co-owner of Southgate Media Group. So the other half of this coin, the lesser half. How do you say that?
I'm just going to start talking about Portlandia
All
and
right.
pretend you're not here.
Yeah, let's hear it.
So Portlandia is a satirical sketch comedy. It debuted on IFC January 21st of 2011, and it's going into its 6th season. So I don't know why we're all so late to the game. It's been out for a long time.
Because it was on IFC, that's why.
Well, it was on IFC, and also, I mean, we're in we've kind of run into this already. We're in kind of a like golden age of TV. There's so much to watch.
Mm-hmm.
And now with like Netflix, like pumping shows out there, there's only so much time. So I think going into a 6th season is not unreasonable for something like this. We just
and they have short runs, and it's kind of wonky to find it. I think it's not like, hey, it's Monday night at 9. It's
right.
It's just at weird times.
That's Scorpion.
Oh,
so yeah, I think it's good that we found it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it's written by Fred Armisen, who's from Saturday Night Live.
Yes.
And Carrie Brownstein. And little known fact. So it takes place all in Portland, and it's
Whoa.
The actual mayor of Portland is on the show, and he plays the mayor's assistant.
Is that the mayor?
That is the actual mayor of Portland.
That is awesome.
And that's so funny. And
he's funny on the show.
He is really good.
Kyle MacLachlan plays the mayor, and he is unbelievable. He's fantastic.
He's fantastic.
Love him.
Yes.
So
he
can play awkward as well as anybody.
Yeah.
So
it's Portland. We all like have an image of Portland hipsters, and he is the perfect mayor. He sits on an exercise ball instead of a chair the entire time,
working on his core. And
he's got a book about
his
core, and he brings that up. Everything is about like, well, we don't waste anything, and the energy and all that. Like he's just like all touchy feely, and it's awesome.
Very funny. So
have you seen when he leaves?
No, he only did first season.
Only did first season. So
I can.
Yeah, you're not going to spoil it.
I think it's in the 2nd season. He leaves being the mayor, and he literally just moves out to a farm. And like a week later, he's got a full like Amish beard,
like a neck beard.
And
he goes off
living
grid.
there with goats. And it's it's unbelievable.
And he keeps saying we, and they're going, who's we? Who are you here with?
Who's here
just
with
him and his goats. But but it is scripted. It's scripted, but it's heavily improvised. So it's not entirely scripted, which makes it kind of.
It's not the Larry David show where it's that Curb Your Enthusiasm where he says you're going to eat lunch, but it's not laid out.
Right.
So
it is scripted, but
well, you can tell that there's a level of improv in it. There's no way you would write some of those annoying things that they do. Because like one of the things they do a lot is they will repeat a line over and over and over to the point of being annoying, but it's good. It's funny. Mm-hmm. But there's no way you would write that. You would never hear a hook that just.
Yeah, that's kind of his. I don't want to say that's his MO. That's kind of
his shtick.
Fred Armisen's?
I think so. I think that's some of what he does. I think that's kind of makes him funny about it. But
I have never seen him on Saturday Night Live. So
I didn't know he was on it, and he was on it for 9 years.
He's funny. He was just that weird dude that was always in the background that stole the scene.
Now,
always. That's the way I
do you have anything about their backgrounds?
No.
Okay, because I'm going to tell you something about their backgrounds. Fred Armisen is a drummer. He was in the band Trenchmouth. So he was in that before he did Saturday Night Live. And I remember hearing him interviewed, and he was saying that somebody asked him, like, how did you end up doing this? He goes, well, I was always like being funny and like, this is kind of what I did. And somebody said, you should audition. And he auditioned and got Saturday Night Live. Like crazy.
That doesn't happen.
Yes.
And,
no,
and
that doesn't happen.
Show, there are a lot, if you know he's a musician, there's a lot of musical references. He makes references to being a drummer. It's all there. Here's the other thing. Carrie Brownstein is from a band. She was in Sleater Kinney. Do you remember that band?
Yes.
She was in Sleater Kinney. So when they do an episode where they form a kids like rock band.
Yeah.
Oh, it's oh my gosh. Did you get there?
It's horrendous. Yeah.
She is absolutely doing what she did in Sleater Kinney in that one. It is fantastic.
Well, okay. I have just a handful.
What?
Look at all these guest stars.
Took notes.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Steve Buscemi, Amy Mann, Heather Graham, Selma Blair, Tim Robbins.
So we haven't seen a lot of these yet.
Paul Simon from Simon and Garfunkel, Maya Rudolph, Greg Louganis is hysterical.
He's really funny on it.
Juliette
Tim Robbins
Lewis
was good too. Did you see the Tim Robbins?
Yes.
Yep. But for you, Jeff Tweedy.
Shut up, Jeff Tweedy's on
Jeff
it?
Tweedy's going to be on it. Jane Lynch, Mike Nesmith.
Mike Nesmith, another favorite of mine.
Yep, George Wendt.
Did I cast this show?
Natasha.
That's right.
Well, I didn't write them all. Natasha Lyonne, Edie McClurg, Chloe Savini. Jeff Goldblum is one of my favorite characters on this show.
He's like a recurring character.
And Ed Begley Jr. Love him on this show.
He's like a salesman. And he's always selling weird stuff because it's Portland. So like their shops are weird. So he's
very weird.
He's a salesman in a knot shop.
He just sells knots.
All they sell are knots. And he, you know, like the knots, you'll see people will decorate while they have like this, the sailor knot in a thing. They got it at some stupid craft show. But this is the whole shop of this.
Yes.
And he has like, oh, that's a good choice. That's a good choice. That's so good.
All right.
Did you like that impression?
No, yeah, that wasn't bad for.
Thank you.
Patton Oswalt was so funny.
Yeah, Patton Oswalt. He plays an internet.
Katie Lang.
That's a shock.
Yeah.
Sarah McLachlan. Penny Marshall.
Penny Marshall was great on it.
Kirsten Dunst is going to be on. Matt Groening.
Oh, Matt Groening's on it.
Yeah.
Brigitte Nielsen.
That was
fantastic.
Is Flavor Flav gonna be? No, I'm just
Paul Rubens.
They have almost hit the bottom here. We're going to end up on
Lauren
this show.
Michaels. I'm ending with my favorite, Edward James Olmos.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. When they did the binge watch.
Yeah.
Now, did you see that one?
Seriously thought I was going to die. I thought I was going to die. That was the best episode.
It's like the mirror was up and you're like, hey, that's a little too close.
Oh my gosh.
Sorry, we had a tweet come in that our sound is messed up.
Oh.
So, William, did you read it? William didn't read it. Hey, Edward, can you tell William to read the text that just came and hear me? We got a text that our sound is messed up. I need him to read what that says. All right. Sorry, guys. No, we can keep going.
I lost track. Okay, so we were talking about Edward James Olmos.
Yeah, Edward James Olmos.
He plays himself, and oh my gosh, he was fantastic.
Yeah.
Love that episode.
Is that like Kurt Vonnegut playing Kurt Vonnegut in Back to School?
There, yes.
The guy who wrote this doesn't know anything about Kurt Vonnegut.
That's the best.
You know, the thing about
Vonnegut. F me, F you.
The thing about this show, though, is that I watch the episodes and I'm not convinced. Every episode I go, but then I can't stop talking about it.
Right.
After. I can't stop referencing it.
It is very weird. It's like, I don't know the proper way to describe it without being like gravity. It's like the thing that won't go away.
Yeah.
And you can't, it isn't annoying, but it's annoying. Well, the thing is, like, if you're not in the mood for it, you can't watch it. Because there were a couple times I started watching, I'm like, not a chance. I couldn't stand it after a while because it's just like
that repetitive thing.
They don't take a point and like hit you with it and go move on. It's like they take it and drive the nail through your body
it's
into
like
the earth to China. So
you know, the comedy rule of 3. Everything always hit them with 3, and on the third one it's really funny, and then get out. They do the rule of 17.
Yeah.
Yes.
But it can be annoying if you're not in the mood, but
it
doesn't stop. There was one Martha wants to talk about.
Okay.
Which one?
Where they do these things where they act like they're doing commercials. Now, in the second season, they do the Milk Advisory Board, and it's like a series of these that are funny.
Like public service announcements.
Right, but there was one that Martha and Molly have not stopped saying.
Oh, pickle? I could pickle that.
Yes.
The two people that are like,
that.
everything they see, they're like,
I know we
oh,
did an
look,
entire
we've got a
podcast
cookie.
of
And they'll
pickle
just
that.
pop in and go, I can pickle that.
Yeah.
Like, because they're annoying, like, farmers market picklers.
Hippies.
They sum up the 90s pretty well.
Yeah.
And I mean, you know, the best part is the way they start the show, and then they go into a farm. I think the first episode completely sums up the entire show.
With that song at the
beginning.
beginning.
And the song is fantastic, but you're like, if this is really what this show is about, it's going to annoy the bleep out of me. And guess what? The show is exactly about what they sing about. And
did you see they do that song again in the second season, at the beginning of the second season? I can't wait to see if they do the third. They do it again. So what they do is at the very beginning, Fred Armisen comes out and he had long hair, right? In that
he was wearing the cap. Remember?
Yeah, he's wearing a cap.
And then he comes in with the first show.
And they sing a song about how like the 90s is still alive. It never died in Portland. And like the dream of like making your own soap. And
but they're not talking about they're talking about the 1890s.
No, the 1990s.
Oh, that was the second one. The second one they did the 1890s.
They talk about the 90s, and everybody's like a hipster in the background looking like 90s, like grunge.
It was grunge, and it was
in
great.
the second season, they do the exact same song. It sounds more like what's the band that
Weezer?
No, the band with the banjos that's really popular. Like
Mumford and Sons.
Yes, like a Mumford and Sons version of the same song, but now it's the 1890s, and they're all dressed like
and they're riding those bikes.
And they do
the big wheel.
Yeah, and they do the same joke because Carrie Brownstein walks in and she's dressed in the first time.
What's up?
Yeah. Hold it like this. Is that better?
Is it me too or just him?
No, you're fine.
Okay.
You're fine.
So hold it like this. You know what? Okay, so I have to hold it like this.
Oh, we need to get him one of those braces where it holds it like the 60s. That would be great.
Oh, no, I need that long, skinny microphone. No, they do this joke where Carrie comes in and she's like, okay, I'm ready to do this. And he's like, yeah, you know what? You're dressed a little like the 2000s doing the 90s. Like, and he like removes a couple things like, yeah, you don't wear that.
Oh, yeah.
You don't in the 1890s when she comes dressed and she's dressed in like a flapper dress and he does the same thing. He's like, yeah. And he like removes. They remove a couple things. You're like, you got the 20s and remove it. And then it's the 1890s. They're like, there you go.
Oh, yeah.
It's just this really funny moment.
You're too San Francisco. It takes out all the piercings. That was great when they did that. So.
Yeah. So what we find though is the more we watch it, the more we see it every day. We can't stop talking about it. We see it in everything we do. And we are referencing it.
It's like a virus that's
constantly. And I go, I didn't laugh that hard when I saw it, but why is it in my head? Like I can't get away from it.
Yeah, no, it's one of these shows. It's not like, oh, we're going to watch Saturday Night Live. It is nothing like Saturday Night Live. It is,
but it's like his humor. It's like his sketches that he did. I mean, it is.
Well, I don't know.
It's Fred Armisen. It's his stamp on the show.
I can really tell that this is his deal and her deal too. Like they both. This is what they think is funny,
right?
And
oh my gosh,
the recurring characters are awesome.
When she plays Lance, though, I about die.
Have you seen Lance?
When she's got
she's like so small and everything, but she plays a guy with a ponytail named Lance who's dating, I can't remember her name, but Fred Armisen puts on this red wig and is the worst. And they're dating and it's
funny.
God. No, my favorite is there is a lesbian bookstore called Women and Women First, where it's a feminist bookstore, but they are lesbians. They make reference to that. It's when we lived in Minneapolis, there were bookstores like this that we went to occasionally, and they were exactly like this. Like you start talking to them, they're like, well, I can't really help you right now. I'm drinking my tea. You're like, wait, I'm just trying to ring something up.
Right.
Or I just want to find this book. It's like, you're very aggressive right now.
Yeah, you're very aggressive. You know, that you're holding that, it looks like a male. You're like, what are you talking about? That's exactly what this is. It's so great.
Well, it's like a caricature of a caricature.
Yes.
It is Curb Your Enthusiasm, like about the 90s, is what this show is. I mean, that's.
But it's not about the 90s.
But it's set now.
Portland.
It's Portland. Now they're just stuck.
But it is. But the whole joke is they are acting exactly like
Yes.
It is the
because they're stuck.
They are.
Yeah.
Well, and then it's like stuck in the political correctness, and it just like just the first show, Farm, where they're talking about was the chicken happy, and then the girl comes back with like a bio on the chicken. You're like,
gosh,
are you?
Oh, when they're trying to order in a restaurant,
they go to a restaurant and they have to know. Well, was it grass fed? Was it free range?
Right.
Was the chicken happy? How did they treat it? Was it emotionally stable?
And how much room did the chicken have to run? They're like, 4 acres. Oh, that's okay. That's enough.
And then they make them. She says, well, the farm's up the road. They're like, can you hold our spot? Yeah. And they go out to the farm to see. Oh my gosh, it's unbelievable.
It is my nightmare. That episode was a nightmare for me. I'm like, there are people like that. Just I was.
But you know what?
Did you see the vegan one?
It's Martha's World.
Where they have the farting section because they all eat the raw food?
Yes, they all the raw
they go to a vegan restaurant, and as they're talking, you're hearing gas sounds, and the waitress comes up and says, "I'm so sorry, you're going to have to move." And they're like, "Oh, we're so embarrassed." I go, "No, there's a section outside for it."
Yes.
And they go outside, and everybody's out there doing it. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
The thing is, it happens. It's the truth. This isn't like made up. This is actual.
Right.
Well, these are actual things that happen, just all compressed into one.
Don't say compressed about that scene.
That's like the store.
It's explosive.
They have the store with no packaging. So I'm like, no, this exists.
Yeah. See, Martha reads in the real world.
I get these people.
Martha reads blogs from all these people. She's like kind of into this whole thing. Like if we moved to Portland, she would be very comfortable with this. I would want to kill a lot of people.
Which makes it funnier because then it's like, oh my gosh, pickle it. Oh my, I'm done.
I was recently talking with someone who's like, yeah, I'm going to move to Portland. And I went, why?
Because there are people. Yeah.
They're your people.
Yeah,
no, this person would have no chance.
Oh, okay.
Martha totally would.
It would be like North Shore Portland. It wouldn't happen.
Oh yeah, that won't work.
Imagine if they lived in Lake Forest or Winnetka or Wilmette. And
that's a different world.
Yes.
Yeah.
They think they're Portland. No, not really. So. Just saying.
So, but it is your people. That's for sure.
They're your people.
They are.
Not all.
They had a great guest. Did you mention the guy from IT Crowd?
No.
Does anybody watch IT Crowd? No.
Okay, there's another one.
That's another great show that we should. Do you watch?
It's
IT
a British
Crowd?
show.
No.
It's a really funny.
We need to do that one.
Yeah, we do.
All right, we're doing
IT
shows
Crowd I have to watch.
Okay.
We'll
every 2 weeks, you got to binge something. So.
Yeah, he's like, what?
Yeah, we're really.
How many shows do I watch?
Yes.
Every other week for the entire year.
The boss in the second season, they replaced the boss with the boss's son. This guy is amazingly funny on the IT Crowd. He guest starred on Portlandia, the one I referenced before when they did the kids band. He's Mr. Wigglebottom or something. Who's like this famous kids musician. He comes out and he sings, and it's like the Beatles. Like it's got this psychedelic thing, and like the kids are into it. And this Fred Armisen and Carrie Brownstein are standing there like, my God, like this is unbelievable. But he's singing like, my teddy bear, Lucy in the sky with teddies. It's amazing. He is so funny on there. They really have the right people.
Well, it's just he's that quirky guy. He's got it. It's perfect. So
yeah.
Any show with Kyle MacLachlan and Jeff Goldblum as regular guests, you know that's 4 stars. Right
and
there.
Tim Robbins, you're talking cuckoo factor is high.
Yeah.
I mean,
Tim Robbins is awesome.
He's fantastic.
I mean, I wonder if he just plays straight, and I'm sure he's just wacky and has to play straight because he can't.
You think?
Well, I mean, if you watch
not straight like that, I'm talking about plays like a normal person.
I don't mean that.
Right, but if you watch his movies, you watch him interviewed. He's an intelligent guy, and he has been. When I say watch his movies, he is really a good actor.
Yeah, he's very good.
But he's kind of fallen into this. I think he's just having fun with it. He's just falling into this, like, I'm going to be these wild, weird characters. So now he's always wacky, but he's great. He was so funny on this.
Everybody. I mean, Chloe Savini plays their roommate, like the one. And then there were these cartoon sounds. Every time she runs, there's a cartoon sound. I'm like, what is going on?
Yeah.
She never says anything.
Right.
And, like, runs around.
Yeah, you've got Chloe Savini. Didn't she win an Oscar?
So quirky.
She was. I think she won an Emmy.
Nominated.
I think she won an Emmy for Big Love or something. She was nominated or something. Yeah,
but she's really good.
Yeah, she's a good actress.
This show won the Peabody Award.
Oh, it did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Did they go way back on the way back?
Yeah. Simon.
Sorry.
Seymour. Wait, what was it?
Peabody and Sherman.
Sherman, that was it. I was like
Seymour.
Simon Sherman. I don't know what his name is.
You're mixing up chipmunks.
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that would be.
Alvin was there. It's a horrendous mess. So.
All right.
It's a horrendous mess.
Should we vote?
Shall we vote? Yeah, I want to vote. What now? Okay, we always screw this up. We determine if the way we do this each time is we go through and we say if it's worth binging. We call it whether it's binge worthy, whether it's worth the watch, or whether
space it out,
or don't.
Well, no,
watch it.
There are two binge worthies.
Binge worthy and space it out are the same thing, but they're different. They're both it's binge worthy.
Right.
The middle one is
worth the watch,
but you don't have to binge it.
And then it's
yeah, and then the last one is Whispers, which was not worth the time. No. So
don't bother.
Don't bother. All right. So who wants to go first?
I will say that it is. I would say it's worth the watch only because it's not going to be for everybody.
Oh no!
And it is not something like even when I'm watching it, I'm not loving it in the moment, but I can't stop thinking about it afterwards, and I want to watch it the next day. So to me, it is definitely worth the watch.
It was like dating me.
Yeah, kind of, but it's not one.
In the moment.
It's kind of an awkward one to recommend.
The next day,
I don't know that everybody would.
It's the funniest show. 12 hours later, that's the way I look at it. It is. You sit there and look at it, and you're like, oh my gosh,
that on the box art.
It's tagline.
It's better the second time you watch it.
Yeah.
It's like Highlander, the movie. But I'm just saying. I mean,
what Sean Connery showed up on Sean.
So what do you think?
I thought it was. I think it's a binge worthy, but you have to space it out. I think it's one of those you have to absorb. I really liked it, but there were times that I couldn't watch it.
Yeah.
And so I don't know if that makes it worth the watch, or like you, I wanted to watch it some more, but then I'd be like, too much, and I'd have to stop. I mean, even if it was mid-episode, I'd be like, no, this isn't happening. 10 minutes and I'm done.
Oh, wow.
But it's
yeah, that didn't happen to us.
I'm really surprised by yours.
Oh, okay.
I thought you would say binge worthy.
Because you're very glowing about it. Your people.
I am, but see, I'm glowing about it for myself.
Yeah, well, you're an empath, so you're thinking of everybody out here.
Yeah.
I am not. I'm saying binge worthy, and I am saying binge the heck out of it. I agree that it's better later. So the first night you watch it, you're going to watch I would say watch 4 episodes. Really get in there, watch them.
And their episodes are only 22 minutes
because
long.
the next day you're going to be quoting.
Yes.
I can pickle it. You're going to go
put a bird on it.
You're going to put a bird on something and go, put a bird on it. Yeah. You're going to say all those stupid things, and then by that night you're going to go, I think we need to watch some more. I want to go home right now and watch it. So I think that is the very definition of binge worthy.
Okay, I think I have to change my vote then.
And if it's not for you, it's not for you.
Clipped.
You know, if everything you heard,
so
you go, this sounds horrible,
space it out.
Then don't watch it.
He's binge worthy, but space it out. I changed my vote to binge worthy, and just be aware that you may not love it. Just keep going.
From it's worth the watch to full on blown.
I just have to. Well,
that's why I said I was
true.
surprised.
I love it. I want to
go.
You
want to go watch it right now?
I do.
That is binge worthy.
Yeah.
I think this would be the perfect show to make into 5 or 10 minute clips and watch them like that. Watch a clip a day or a clip every couple hours.
Because there's so little segments in each
I think there's not even little segments.
Yeah, but you know what? I think it would infect you. I think that doing
I'd watch
you would reach a point where you're like, we got to just watch this tonight.
Well, yeah, I think so too.
We're in the second season. I'm already looking forward going, oh no, there's only 3 more seasons right now. That's where I'm at with it.
Yep.
Binge worthy.
That's good. I think it is. I think it's wonderful. So
all right. Well, that's it.
Next time we'll do IT Crowd.
IT Crowd, yeah.
Want to do IT Crowd?
IT Crowd sounds great.
We're doing IT Crowd next time in 2 weeks. If you haven't watched it, this is your chance to watch some IT Crowd and maybe get in the conversation with us.
It's a BBC show, but it is on Netflix.
It is on Netflix. It is a BBC show. It stars Chris O'Dowd, which will be the second Chris O'Dowd appearance on this show.
Yes.
He did Family Tree.
No, Moon Boy. Oh, we haven't done Moon Boy yet.
We haven't done Moon Boy.
He was a Family Tree. So.
And it also stars Richard Ayoade, which if you've never seen him.
Well, if you've seen Box Trolls, he was one of the voices.
He was a voice in that.
He's been in tons of stuff.
He is. I'm telling you right now, it's going to be binge worthy for me because I I could
It's
binge
brilliant. It
all,
is brilliant.
what is it, 3 seasons or 4 seasons?
I think, yeah.
Right now.
Yeah.
It is.
At once? Can
Okay,
you
but
run
you
all?
can't
Yes.
say
All right.
it now.
Nobody heard me say it.
All right, go
All right, that's it.
home and watch
Thank you,
IT
everybody. Thank you for watching or for listening. Thank you for watching.
Watching.
And hopefully the sound was okay. And we will be back in a few minutes with the next show, Pop Culture Countdown.
Ooh.
And thank you, Blue Box. Thank you, everybody here.
Thank you, Blue Box.
We'll be back. Is Pop Culture Countdown.
Countdown. Oh, ready.